The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Tuesday, November 5th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up. And when you do, sign up with that promo code TCE SGPN, you get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football in the NFL with Rhythm. Get your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is RITHMM. Once again, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, this is John Sally, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Tuesday, November 5th. I mean, if we're going to do an election in general, I don't care what election, at least give us 50 college basketball games, because I don't even want to hear all the shit that's going on. I keep getting these text messages. But look, we had our first day of college hoops today. It was fantastic. I went to a game. Shout out to our friend Clark. Met up with Clark Townsend there from the chat at the Greensboro game. It was just fantastic all day. These games at the Pentagon. All right. Just in general, just the fact we had games going, it felt so great. And I'm excited to hear these guys' takes on stuff, because obviously they caught a little more games than I did because I was at a game. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh boy, it was a big time night for some hoop day really. Didn't have the greatest of nights, but that's why if I don't even want to, what am I at right now? As long as these Golden Bears close it out, I will be one game under 500. Not the best of night, but did have two nice money lines cash. But anyway, I can't wait to hear these guys talk about the day. Give it up for the host of the Big 12 College Experience, the Ryan and Rush Show. Former video coordinator for Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre, aka Money Line Mac. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, man. What a day. Felt like a marathon. Almost felt like a Saturday, to be honest, with all these games. So yeah, let's get into it.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
All right, we are also joined by third man in the booth, who just showed me the greatest dunk of the season. I had the game on, but I had it on mute. Wasn't paying attention. And just folks, anyway, give it up for the host of the college baseball experience, also the heartbeat behind the college basketball experience and the college football experience. Give it up for the LeBaron driving. No shoes having, apparently. Noah Bieniek, how are you, brother?
What's going on, guys? It was a great first day of college basketball. I'm so glad it's back. However,
are you eating a sandwich right now?
No, I've got a cough drop in.
Okay.
Because I've been struggling. Either way, I would just like to say that if we didn't wait for the Gonzaga Baylor game to end, it would have been an all-time classic on opening night. But since we waited for it to end, the highlight of the game just happened to be VJ Edgecombe dunking on Mark Few when they were down 36 points. Great opening day, though.
What a horrible pick by me. What a horrible pick by me.
That was the highlight, not the 23s that Gonzaga made.
I mean, there was a lot of threes, but I think the highlight was the dunk.
That dunk was just so nasty, though. It was
brutal.
Yeah.
Just ended the kid. Poor guy. Joe Few. Rest in peace.
Well, you got in the game. There's two ways to look at that. It's just, I mean, I guess we should start there, right? Start with the biggest game of the night. I mean, that was a shocker to me because, I mean, I knew this was there's always a chance for this, but I just thought Baylor would look a lot better, and they didn't. They got fucking destroyed. Bad pick by old Dundee. Mac, and I caught most of this game, by the way. Some of the ones earlier when I went to the Greensboro game, I missed out on a lot of good games that I plan to catch up with tomorrow. But Mac, what'd you make of this game?
I mean, the Zags look good. Those guards, Nemhard, Hickman looked the part. EK, all those guys that were in their second year in the system. Then they had Battle in the portal, and I thought Battle gave him an extra pop off the bench where he can just be their instant offense. Gonzaga is really damn good. They finished the year last year as hot as anybody, and now they're all back, and yeah, they're a national title contender.
Yeah, the first half was the Dusty Stromer show. He couldn't miss from three.
Mm-hmm.
And the second half was the Caleb Battle show because he couldn't miss. Gonzaga looks pretty good, but I'm a little bit hesitant to overreact. I don't want to overreact because I was not high on Baylor's defense going into the year, and I didn't see anything to keep me from that stance today. So that was brutal.
Yeah. I mean, you got to watch out for the overreaction.
Yeah.
I started off feeling good because I won a lock battle against you bozos with Charleston, and I was like, hey.
I went 0-3 in that damn field of 68 shit.
Chris Mack and Charleston opened things up. Games at the Pentagon, they got more pep in their step for this opening night, in my opinion, or opening day. This was a fun watch. I know. I think it was this game. Maybe it was the St. Louis game. I got a text from Kramer and Shot saying, "Where the fuck is this game? I can't find this game."
YouTube.
Yeah, just the old
Boomer.
YouTube thing. Much easier. Yes. Guys, your thoughts? I thought Charleston. I was surprised. I thought it might have been a little bit lower scoring, but Mac, your thoughts on Chris Mack's return?
So Southern Illinois still trying to solve that 1-3-1 defense.
I know, dude. That was what I was going to mention too.
They had him in fits. Southern Illinois couldn't make a shot, so Charleston's like, let's just stay in this 1-3-1 zone until you can make a jump shot, and they couldn't. But Brozovic, or however you pronounce it, he was unbelievable. The lefty, 27-9. Charleston's good. I think Southern Illinois is pretty good if they could just make a jump shot. They got some athletes.
Southern Illinois was so great in transition. Charleston had trouble keeping up with the tempo, and then the oldest trick in the book, coach throws a zone out there, and they couldn't figure that shit out. In Coach Mack's first time on the sideline, he actually out X'd and O'd Scott Nagy. What a shit show.
Yeah, and Michael Fincher said, "Love the idea of the Pentagon, but I would have loved to see those games on campus." I mean, look, here's my stance on that is like, all college sports should play on campus as much as they can. I'm okay with class. Like, to me, if you have I think I mentioned this last night, the Cotton Bowl in football in Dallas is such a classic stadium that, to me, that gets a pass. There's a couple that have earned a pass.
I would even go as far as saying, I don't care where the game is played. It could be playing it in the middle of nowhere, America. In the middle, just put it in Little Rock. And if there's 4 games or 3 games like there were today at one area, and you can go to that place, it was only $10 tickets. So shout out to the Pentagon and the Showcase. $10 general admission for all 3 games. That's outstanding for a college basketball fan. That I'm totally okay with it. Yeah.
I mean, Mac, where are you at? Like, I feel like we have a similar, like, we love games on campus, but at the same time, a tournament or a great venue sometimes can get a pass.
Yeah, I love the Garden. I'm not gonna lie. I love games in Madison Square Garden. I think it's such a historic place. But the Pentagon, I see Rob talking about the Plestra as well. There's a select few, but I'm not a big fan of the preseason tournaments that are at like in a ballroom and shit.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
I think 90% of the way I agree with you, Michael. The Pentagon is one that I actually am opening my mind to. If you would have asked me this a couple years ago, I don't think I would have been on board.
That's a total coach take from Mac too, because it throws off the sight lines. They're like, why are we doing this in this whole clown tent or whatever they might call it? But as college basketball fans, sometimes the battle, the aircraft carrier or whatever, wherever they play those games, those are unique watches. It happens twice a year. Enjoy
TMZ
it.
take over here right now.
But yeah, whatever.
Look, I would be more on board with the aircraft carrier if they did like an Air Force Navy game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
If they did it just because, I mean, how much value is in that game? When it's Michigan State Gonzaga, there's a lot of value in that game later in the season. And to think that you could have high wins, when you're trying to shoot a jumper, I think it's pretty shitty. But if you can give me if you could just give me a game like that on the aircraft and make it nationally televised, I'm on board. But anyway, shout outs to Chris Mack and Charleston for getting that dub. Folks, want to tell you, yes, college basketball is back. And if you haven't already subscribed to the college experience, the college basketball experience for our daily pick show, breaking it all down, make sure you do hit that like and subscribe button right now. And we want to thank all the longtime listeners or new listeners that have been tuning in to the college basketball experience. If you can head over to Spotify, give us a 5-star rating, we'd appreciate it. Only you can help prevent corporate gambling from taking over. All right. And of course, Cal is going to blow this game and fuck you. Okay. St. Louis, Santa Clara was next. You got revenge on the lock battle, Mac, as Salt Frazier went for 16-5. This was
I remember how much I hated these auto locks in a isolated game. They ruined my record. I would have had a 500. I would have had a above 500 day if I didn't bet the first two games.
Oh God, that's a fucking thought.
Well, I don't get.
I remember I hated it last year.
You're counting down 7-6-5.
Well, you had a year to think about this.
Side.
Yeah,
I wish I could. I wish I could.
Santa Clara all preseason.
I'm not disappointed in the performance by Santa Clara. I really like that team, and the size was evident. Mm-hmm. I thought that played a gigantic role in this game. Also, a gigantic role was Robbie Avila missing the last 10 minutes of the game due to a rolled ankle that hopefully is not too severe. Because if he was out there offensively, Indiana State was able to hang. Defensively, they kind of picked him apart, Santa Clara. So, bad pick by me.
No, I picked this incorrectly too, and you won't hear me bitch too much about it. Mac, what are your thoughts on this game?
Santa Clara looks the part. I mean, they're big, they're physical. They're a top 3-4 team easily in the WCC. They might be the second best team. We'll see. St. Mary's is still a really good program, but I like Santa Clara. Herb Sendick, best team.
Yeah, and here's the thing I think they have to worry about. I do think they kind of start off the seasons hot.
Yes.
And it seems like they get worse as the season goes along. Nice job there for the former Pussy Pack head coach Herb Sendick getting a big dub. Denver, Stanford, just a next. We did cash on the Flamin' Libs of Liberty. Myself, Moneyline Mac, 83-63. They got it done against the Crusaders. I don't think we really have to dive into that one. Marist, Harvard hits. Fucking Sacred Heart covered against Temple.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
What's
his name just suspended, by the way, for Temple? That's notable. I think his name is Lynn Greer, the big guard for them. One of the better players. It's important.
He's in the scandal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that going in.
There was a few other guys suspended too. Not on their team right now, but I'm saying,
correct.
Yeah,
One of them was at Virginia Tech.
yeah. Purdue did not look amazing.
No, they did not.
I thought that was notable.
They dressed it up at the end though.
Yeah, Purdue 90-73 over Corpus Christi.
They almost covered that as much as they struggled in that game.
Braden Smith's a stud, man. He's fucking good.
Yeah,
incredible.
Part of my horrible night was McNeese State, which I had a large ass wager on.
Yeah,
the largest of the day. I'm pretty sure it was. This I had two huge wagers on UAB and McNeese. Both were so much more athletic than their opponents. In a way, look, if I hadn't been betting on this, I would say this is great for the sport because it's great to see continuity pay off and culture. But at the same time, I was super fucking heated and I was refreshing.
I wouldn't say South Dakota State has continuity. They've got good culture.
I mean, culture is what, but continuity on the Vermont side of things. How shocked were you at this outcome, Matt? Because I was pretty dumbfounded on both of these things happening. I thought, okay, if one happened, Brookings not that far, still
Place
a little
was lit.
surprised. But yeah, your thoughts, Mac?
So this was a TCE bowl. I know everybody watched the Will Wade one. I hope everybody watched the Eric Henderson one too. And Coach Henderson was talking about how young they were going to be. They were going to be a work in progress. And I saw it. And dude, he's just such a good coach. Like they play so hard. They don't miss a rotation. They make the extra pass. McNeese looked like a team that had been feeling themselves all offseason, told how good they were going to be. And I think for Will Wade, this is a blessing in disguise. The only thing that sucks for them is a team that maybe needs an at-large bid. If they don't win their conference tournament, this kills them. They got to be South Dakota State fans. But in the long term, to get his team's attention, this is a blessing in disguise for Will Wade. Humbled them real quick.
Yeah, I thought McNeese played with their heads up their ass. 11 turnovers. It was quite evident that they were just sloppy all over the place. Oscar Clough, one of the big returners, the only ones that South Dakota State even had on that roster, had an outstanding game in this one. And then Owen Larson was draining shots left and right. So those two are important pieces on South Dakota State that I might have overlooked, but in general, just outstanding coaching job by Henderson. I thought he definitely got the most out of his guys today because McNeese State is a older, more athletic team, and they got dominated. They were out physicaled tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
they started two freshmen.
I know.
How about the other side of that coin, though, is the UAB Vermont game, which, I mean, I have to watch the tape on this. I didn't get eyes on this game, but I'm pretty fucking shocked. And I kept refreshing my phone being like, what? How? What happened here, guys?
Honestly, the game script was very similar. Vermont came out, made some shots. UAB kind of played with their food a little bit and made a couple runs, got it to 2 or 3 multiple times. But every time they made a run, Vermont just had an answer. So, I mean, two programs that have been so good to us over the years, Vermont and South Dakota State, we go, oh, they don't have the athletes. They stuck it right up our ass today. Good wins, Vermont and South Dakota State. I tip my cap.
There we go. We got Donnie Trump in the chat saying if I build a wall, he will allow UT Rio Grande to remain in the Southland Conference. Nice stuff there. Appreciate you. Speaking of
so real quick, Yaxel Lendeborg was not 100% healthy today. He still had a monster game. 22 points, 15 boards, 5 blocks, 2 steals. Insane. But he needs help. Nobody else from UAB showed up today.
Why did I feel like when I was talking to the SGP guys doing the college basketball show on Saturday, I almost pulled the trigger on betting Slick Rick Pitino?
Oh, I did.
I didn't. Yeah, this is just dominance.
I'm out on Florida, man.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be your Super Bowl. You just got fucking embarrassed.
Yeah. Good first showing. Kadari Richmond for 16-9-5. You also won a lock battle with Bucknell against Delaware.
Hello.
Delaware was up like 10 or 11 at halftime.
That was a 20-point comeback in the second half.
That's so ridiculous.
12-0 run. John Griffin getting it done, baby.
I'm like driving to the game and I'm like talking to my wife. Look at this. What a great call by Dundee on Delaware here. That's what it's the karma. You go to talk shit when the game's still on. You can't do that. Those are rules. You know what I mean? I deserve that loss.
Unless you're trying to anti-jinx it or something.
Yeah. What we did hit on, and this actually kind of saved my ass. I mean, I still am in the red, so I'm not going to bullshit you. But I took the money line on Miami, Ohio, and that helped me a lot. They win by 14 in Boone.
That was a triple lock.
Yes, triple lock. That saved a little bit of my day, but like I said, still not a winning day, and obviously it got even worse a second ago, I think, with Cal. Travis Steele, Mac. It's easy to see a tide turn, huh?
Let's go, baby. Another dog, one of our guys getting it done. That's a big win where they got to get some momentum this year, and they've been right in the middle. Now you go down to the defending Sun Belt champs. I know App State lost a lot. But still, that's a good road win to start the year. Good win, Travis Steele in Miami, Ohio. Go Redskins.
Yes. And then about Butler, man, is this going to work? Is this going to I thought that was a home run hire, and this is a classic week or day one overreaction. I thought that motto was like a home run hire for Butler.
I can't believe you guys skewed this thing and had them on a cocktail napkin this year.
I mean, I'm a little terrified of, because I mean that was a dogfight, right? I mean, I didn't watch the game because I was at the game, but I followed it on my app. And Mac, your thoughts on the Bulldogs at Hinkle there?
This is going to be a theme here tonight. The Big East almost had a disastrous.
Oh my God!
Luckily, they all rallied, but the Big East did not look good tonight. I know it's only one night. We're not going to overreact. They didn't lose any bye games, but goddamn, they played with fire tonight.
I grabbed a screenshot during the middle of this slate where all the Big East games except for St. John's were in action, and they were all within like 8 points. It was like a 3-possession game, or they were losing. It was crazy. The Big East had their hands full tonight.
Yeah, they certainly did. Mac, I also should note that Troy looked good against Toledo. Nice call there. I didn't bet that, but
cross, baby.
Nice. And then let's talk about this. We should talk a little bit more about this one. North Florida 74, South Carolina 71. The Ospreys. Whew. I mean, what? Lamont Paris is year 2.
That's exactly what he was saying on the sideline.
Yes. I mean, I think he's so lucky that South Carolina football had the week that they had, because I think most fans are probably not going to notice, but if so, they would be like, "The fuck is that?" How big of a win is that for the Ospreys? Fascinating. Wait, they're not the Ospreys, are they? They're the Eagles? Yeah. Okay. Ospreys. Yeah.
They're the Dubs today.
That's a huge fucking win. That's a huge fucking win for that program. And after the nice season that South Carolina put together a year ago, you gotta be wondering, Mac, your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I like to jab at South Carolina because I think they didn't realize how good they had it for a while. But they overachieved last year. They lost everybody. It sucks for Lamont that they lost all the guys via the NIL and portal. But on the other end, man, North Florida, Matt Driscoll, they lost everybody, including Chaz Lanier, to Tennessee, and they go in there on opening night and get it done. God damn, all our coaches are winning tonight on the money line. How many dogs did we have win on our coaches
That's
tour?
a good point. If you haven't checked out the coaches tour, it's not too late, folks. Moneyline Mac putting in that work on the offseason. So many great interviews with so many big, great coaches.
We created a graphic that we were going to post, and then the pregame show completely distracted us from putting it out there. But yeah, we had a graphic that we were going to put out there, like, best of luck this season, Team TCE, with all the logos of the teams, the coaches that Mac interviewed. There was like 3 or 4 of them that won outright as a dog today.
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable stuff. Shout out to the Bonnies for getting it done against Northridge. And then shout out for the massacre that happened in Cincinnati.
Good Lord.
I'm on the right side.
This was actually close in the first half.
That poor guy in the chat last night.
109 to 54. The saddest thing is he could come in talking shit with everything except this game. He'd be like, or at least for me. I know, Mac, you had a winning night, but I mean, we don't need to highlight this game. Just great performance. But I ended up getting stupid, like I traditionally do. And I jumped on Northern Illinois for some strange reason. The line jumped up when I woke up this morning. I was like, fuck this. This is too many points. And I got destroyed. I got destroyed by 15 there in Statesboro. UMass, your boy Frank Martin. We will give him some time of day right here. How about that nice win there by what is it, 30, 40, something like that? That's 29. Your thoughts? I know it's New Hampshire, but still, it's good to see Frank getting a dub, right?
Yeah, he hit triple digits, and now they go to Morgantown on Friday. So looking forward to seeing this one. Should be a good test for both teams.
Wolverines. Well, we'll talk about those Wolverines, but shout out to the Rage Child, who's watching Red Dawn currently. Nothing like blending a college basketball experience episode it mixed with Red Dawn and hopefully several alcoholic drinks. You got fortunate, Pussy Pack. You got very fortunate, but let's move along past that. Tennessee.
No, Mac and I told you that wasn't quite the spot.
Front runner spot.
Yeah, that was a banner spot. Yeah. They were all there.
And Tennessee, and being a good call on Gardner Webb to stay within that number against Tennessee. They did. I ate shit on that one. Wish I would have bet Kentucky because I thought about it. I just didn't do it as they blasted the Wright State Raiders.
Yeah, I had that game on for about 10 minutes, and then it was turned it off territory because they're up like 27.
And we were right on the Miami Hurricanes. I just wish I would have bet it because I didn't. And another late addition today. I bet on the Jaspers late.
Oh, they were hanging in there in the first half.
I know,
too.
Man. God, as Maryland cruises to a 30-point win. Gotta talk about a few more of these, folks. But before I get to the rest of them, I want to tell you the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Pick'em has one of the biggest menus in all of sports: NFL, college football, college basketball, CFL, MMA, NBA, NASCAR. They got everything. Get on over there. Boost Uber is upon us, which means you're getting a spooky amount of profit boost and much more. You can now use specials and boost on all flexed entries as well. So sign up. And when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick. Plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code TCESGPN.
Yeah, we're still Underdog's still snorkeling after opening night. A lot of games that they have to pass out receipts for. But there is one game listed right now. It's UC Davis at Washington. How can you not go with the big ticket item in this matchup? So Great Osborne, higher than 24.5 points, rebounds, assists. That's the pick for today. More games will be out in the morning.
I think the scary thing there, though, is can he still play at that level after that gigantic bag of cash you got?
It's UC Davis. Maybe you can question it when it gets in the Big Ten play.
Don't sleep on the Aggies. Don't sleep on the Aggies.
He was
But get on
playing
over to
teams like
Underdog
UC
Fantasy.
Davis for the previous 3 years in his career. He'll be fine.
All right, you gonna come at me? Gonna come at me a little bit? You two bozos took Northern Kentucky and Florida State and Leonard Hamilton. Told you I was in Tallahassee. They got it done. Won by 12.
There was nobody at that game. There was nobody.
Yeah.
At that game. That fan base is awful right now. Oh my God.
What? They're a bunch of pussies. Let's be honest. You're mad. You're in the ACC. Even though you signed this deal, I'm gonna sue my way out of here, right? And then you start losing games. Like there's such a fair weather fan base. It's come on.
What's the record in football? 1-8.
Yeah, dude, and they're not gonna get another FBS win.
Crazy.
I'm double checking this because I don't know. I don't remember who I took in that game, but I wasn't.
You took Northern Kentucky. I remember because I thought I thought about you two. All right, I thought about you two. I can't wait to talk shit to them.
I
can't wait.
Take the Norse. I did take the Norse.
I love the North. I'll go down with that pick. I'll make that pick every time.
I'll make that pick
for a second, like I was looking at it and I was like, I feel like I was like getting hot in this area here because I had the Greyhounds and they covered against Columbia. I had Georgia State beating Ball State and they got it done. I was saying, back to my old stuff. All right. Night one. Even though I didn't bet any of those, it's just my ego. But ate shit on George Mason, North Carolina Central. Bieniek deserves his flowers here. I'm still surprised by this. I really am because I just didn't think Mason was capable of that big of a dominating performance, and they kind of just did it from what I was following on my phone from start to finish.
My call out for Katie Johnson didn't quite go to plan. He only played 17 minutes, came off the bench. So who the fuck knows?
Shout out to Clark, who's saying even Ivetta left. She traded in Florida State for the Gators.
She did that for the South Florida situational spot.
Yeah, she's catching strays.
She got a picture next to Olivier Ryu. Holy shit, that guy's gigantic.
Nobody's safe.
Did I ever tell you the time I was at the Long Beach? I was at the Long Beach Grand Prix.
She's in the chat.
I was at the
man alive.
Fascinating. Me and some buddies were at the Long Beach Grand Prix, just completely hammered, and I ran into Sean Bradley.
Oh, he's so tall.
Oh my God. Before the accident, you know what I mean? He got in a bad accident. Want to wish him the best, but he was very nice, but definitely no chance in hell I had any interest in going to talk to Sean Bradley, but you give me about 47 drinks over a couple hours and I go, Sean, how you doing? How you been, pal?
I'm willing to put my reputation on the line. Colby is bigger in person than he seems in the streams. I don't know what it was, but in the studio, he was always sitting short. In his old house, his head was like just above the bar. I was like, okay, Colby might not be 6'3", but you should see him in person. He's like 6'3".
I met Clark today, and Clark was like 6'10". All right,
damn.
All right. I mean, he's not 6'10", but I'm saying he was definitely big. I was like, damn, Clark. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. People have told me that. I never knew that. I never observed that about myself, but maybe that was just me staring at my gap tooth. Anyway,
It's an all-time compliment.
Yeah. Maine and Duke. Hey, we hit on these big ones, man. Maine, Duke, cash. St. Francis, Dayton, cash. What did we mention? Cincinnati, Pine Bluff, cash.
Somebody in the YouTube chat was like, we were absolutely money on all the spreads larger than 20. I would love to say I was too, but I feel like every one of them that I backed, they were the losing side. So.
And I should know. And by the way, we need to talk for a second about Providence.
Oh my God! This is another one of the Big East games.
I should have bet that. I was fucking that close. I like Central Connecticut.
Yeah, but I like Central Connecticut too. But it's the NEC against the Big freaking East.
Kim English, man, they better start turning this thing around.
They better make another documentary. All right.
There were some people saying Providence is a
They compared Ed Cooley to fucking John F. Kennedy.
Hitler.
Yeah.
Damn. On Hitler's name every other week in this country.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Unbelievable documentary right there. Just
tremendous.
Yeah, I was John F. Kennedy after the assassination, is what I meant. Buffalo. I ended up betting Old Dominion late, and I blame Noah on this one. Noah sprinkled fairy dust on me on this one. I had no interest in taking this. And then talking to him pre-episode and then after episode, I'm like, maybe he's onto something here.
I looked into it a little bit more. I didn't pull the trigger on it. Thankfully, I didn't. But I apologize for talking you into it a little bit more. For these, there was one of them for one of the like high on this coach spot that I had. UT Martin, we'll talk about them in a little bit. That was impressive, but all the other ones, it might take those guys some time. I
was on those Skyhawks, buddy. All right,
that guy is a fucking winner. That UT Martin coach.
There's gold in them there hills. All right.
Jeremy Schulman. Look, he was like a JUCO Hall of Fame coach. He's going to be damn fucking good.
Well, I was talking shit because it's fun to talk shit to you too. I did also convince myself that Cleveland State and Robert Morris were going to just have a great night. Night one. That didn't work out so well. West Virginia blasted Robert Morris, and Michigan blasted Cleveland State. Even more, 24-0 to start the game. Oh man, look, it's fun to talk shit to these guys. And
I didn't catch any of the Dub V game, Mac. How did they look?
It was 24-0 to start. Tucker made about every shot to start the game. Okay. So yeah, they look good, but
as expected,
Robert Morris we'll wait and see. But hey, you get off to a good start. Good job, DeVries. All the first-year head coaches in bye games were really good tonight,
except for Lutz. We'll talk about Oklahoma State.
Lutz. I mean, Kelsey, Pope, May, DeVries, Byington. I mean, they all handle business.
Murdered. But yeah, the Michigan game, Cleveland State didn't really offer me anything. I'm looking for somebody to see if they can test Michigan's defense because I'm still suspect.
Guys, I went to the UNC Greensboro game, met up with Clark as I alluded to earlier. Shout out to Clark, hell of a good guy. And this game was quite. Did you guys get eyes on this at all? Because like this game,
I was score watching it.
I understand. You knew I was at the game.
Yeah, correct.
We got that one covered. We got that one covered with that.
We got a front row seat at that one. We'll be okay. But I was score watching it, and I told you I was talking about this one pre-show. Every time I looked, that score was close, but it sounded a little differently from you.
Well, no, like actually, Greensboro. As far as I can, I got in there like a minute into the game, so Gulf Coast could have had a lead early. I don't think so, but from the minute I got in there, Greensboro never trailed the whole game. They had a 17-point lead at one point in the first half, and shout out to Gulf Coast because they battled back and tied it up twice, 2 different times. Came down to the final 2 minutes. Someone in the chat was asking about the crowd. The crowd was a little weak, in my opinion. I mean, they were loud enough considering it was half empty.
It's still North Carolina. It's 3-4 weeks after.
Yeah. And that stadium's it's not on campus, right? So then you have that aspect too. So
that was an interesting measuring stick game for me because FGCU, I think by default I had them second. I thought there was a little bit of gap between Lipscomb and the ASUN, but the ASUN looked good today. And then Greensboro, Mac and I both had them 6th, just outside of like.
I think they can contend 5. In that thing, man. Like getting polite from George Mason. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to overreact. I still worry about their bigs, but like I was very impressed. Like me and Clark were talking at halftime, and I was like, man, I think they might be pretty damn good this year. Now, of course, they were up double digits at the time. They gave up that lead in the second half, but I do like their squad. I think they can win games in this conference. So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Mac, I know you didn't get much eyes on this, but And I bet this because I was going to the game. It's not like it was a super confident play, but it cashed, and I needed every.
It's
bit
kind
of
of
that.
a gambler rule. If you're in person,
Yeah.
you're gonna play it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how those two teams are the rest of the year.
Yep.
I'll say this: I think the Spartans there, UNCG has good guard play, and that normally goes pretty far. I just feel like it'll be interesting to see some of the other teams in the SoCon, but I feel like they were better than I thought they were going to be coming into the game.
We didn't get a great look at Chattanooga today. I think they've got some of the best guards in that conference. Wofford's got a really good one in Tripp. Furman's always got good guards. It's an interesting league this year. Like I said, you were at the game. You might be a little bit higher on Greensboro now. I think they're sixth. On paper.
Well, even when I thought about it, I know I wasn't on the episode with you guys, but the SoCon's near and dear to my heart with football and basketball. So I pay a little more attention to that than some conferences. So I don't think I had them contending either. But after today, I think I'm wrong. I think based on one game sample size right now, I'm like, whoa, I think this team's actually going to be a player in this conference. But anywho, let's continue on this journey. Navy, St. Joe's, easy cash.
Almost won.
Easy cash and our parlay.
Yep.
And our parlay hit.
Army Navy.
Army Navy. And I still am in the red. Just to show you how my day's going.
Yeah, Army
there.
Yeah.
Army was a triple lock. I'm gonna pull up that box score. I did not catch any of that one. I want to see how our boy Rucker did it in his first game in over a year.
Yeah. Also
12 points.
12 points. 3 for 7 from the field.
I think I might have been a little too high on Syracuse in my ACC preview. Good God.
Don't overreact though, Colby. Don't overreact.
That's true. That's true. I mean, but they were down 7.5. I feel like,
Yeah.
that was tough. I don't know how you're sold on this, Mac. Where are we at with the Qs, the Orange Men?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I mean, it was a weird transition from Boeheim to Altry. I mean, they went over to man. I don't know if they have an identity. We'll see. I'm going to try not to overreact, but I mean, when you've got to follow legend, you never know how hot or how quickly that seat can get hot.
I love Rothstein, man, but like if he watched some of these games, he wouldn't be tweeting all jolly like his slogan, like red bleeds orange or whatever. Syracuse was fighting for their lives in that game, and he's tweeting it out like they covered easily. It was like, oh my God, did you watch this?
Not watching.
No.
VCU took care of Bellarmine. Nice win for VCU by 19. JMU in Ohio. This is one, Mac, I know you actually wagered on. What is JMU's athletic director needs to be? Give the guy a fucking Medal of Honor. They're coach proof.
Yeah, they may be the next like Utah State. I mean, it's they hit Ohio right in the mouth, and Ohio's got veterans on that team. So Freeman comes over from Morehead State, and then Xavier Brown had the big night. So Preston Spradlin, good debut, good win for JMU. They're going to be right there in the Sun Belt again.
Yeah, JMU hit them with a kill shot early. I actually was quite pleasantly surprised that Ohio showed some fight. They got it within single digits again.
Yeah,
and then JMU kind of opened it up, but. I still think Ohio's going to be a great team this year because they did show fight and they almost brought that thing back. But yeah.
By the way, Sean Bradley's he's not dead, folks. You're getting confused, and I can understand how you get him confused because it was Mark Eaton that they both got in biking accidents. Both Utah big men. It's Mark Eaton that died. Sean Bradley's still alive, but he was in a bad bike accident. Yeah, I mean, nice. JMU is just solid. And then Michigan State, Monmouth. I should have bet this. God damn it. I should have bet this.
Monmouth is bad.
I should have bet this. I thought about it, but I just didn't do it. And then to me, like honestly, this was a tough opening day because I think if you had asked me, I think I gave away like the two that I felt best about was McNeese and UAB. if you forced me to give you a third one, I would have said A&M. And
my third would have been SMU.
Mine would have been either A&M or Lipscomb, but UCF, we got a court storming. Take that, Billis.
Great.
Yeah. UCF 64, A&M 61. This game was pretty fantastic. I got to watch. I'm going to watch the whole thing tomorrow. But your thoughts, Mac, on the first court storming there down in Orlando?
I mean, what a win for UCF. Shorthanded, didn't have Sellers in the game. And for them to pull off an upset over a top 15 team, this is also, I feel like, why you can't trust Texas A&M fully. They were so all over the place, disorganized the last 5-10 minutes. But hey, man, those UCF guys, they fight down there for Johnny Dawkins, and that's a hell of a win for that program in the Big 12.
Yeah, the very Golden Knights got a very, very golden win tonight.
That score was like 60-52, and they didn't score for the final 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, chalk this one up as a dub for opening night, because I didn't catch any of this one and I'm kicking myself for it. So this is also a game that I have to go back and watch. I was fucking scrambled. Command Center, but 117 games beat out the Command Center today.
Coastal Carolina survived Western Michigan. Depends on where you got this number. I didn't bet it, but some hit, some didn't.
Terrible game.
This is Mac. We got to have this conversation here. How good is Iona this year?
Oh, dude,
they're athletic. They're athletic, dude. They actually look good.
I was like, oh no, Bieniek's in trouble, because Iona looked the part tonight.
They almost won outright.
I was on the Gales. I told you that fire ass logo.
Xavier Lee was battling the cramps, but still, they should have won that game by more than 1 point. They needed a last 10-second bucket to win.
Princeton's want to know his darlings too, so this would really hurt.
I had them as like a 10 seed in the bracketology projection.
I know you brought up the Big East, and obviously, they're the Big East. It's one of maybe the best conference historically. You could have that argument. The Ivy survived. At one point, Loyola Maryland looked like they were going to beat Columbia. It looked like Iona was going to win. It looked like NJIT was going to win. Penn wins by 1 against NJIT. The Ivy. Whew. I know it's the Ivy, so I mean,
the Ivy looked like that at the beginning of last year too, until they got in the conference play. It just takes a quick minute for those teams that don't bring in any transfer portal production, and they all get rated. So it takes them a hot minute.
Well, then you add in Brown, cost us money, of course.
They
shout out to Jerry Mack.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jerry Mack getting his first win.
Hey, was there like an unofficial Ivy League MAAC challenge?
I guess so, and I guess we just completely.
There also was another unofficial conference challenge too that I can't think of off the top of my head.
What's Big 12 SWAC?
No, I'll mention it when Colby brings up a game.
Later. Oh my God.
It was it might have been ASUN A10. What was it? ASUN somebody? I can't remember.
Yeah. I want to talk about my guy Fran Dumfrey though. Oh yeah. Getting that dub. Get your American shit out of here, all right?
I did take American, but you know me, I like to rep Fran Dunphy.
I would like to apologize on behalf of myself. I don't know if anybody bet this, but LaSalle opened a new building today, so that should have been a bet.
That's true. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. That's a flag on the play on us. Worst play of the day might have been Cleveland State, or it might have been Radford because Pitt
took a shit on Radford.
Oh my good Lord.
I turned this shit off. I
40-point win.
Pulse check on Nichols.
Mac,
that was
Pitt,
a circle.
Is Pitt back?
No. Are they back? Back to what? I mean, dude, they're good at these front runner spots too. Like I gotta stop picking again. I'm not gonna lock it against them anymore on these buy games. They're good when they can just run the cha-cha-cha.
All right. Here's a question for you. Mark Pope or Pat Kelsey, whose team looked better today?
Pat Kelsey's. Louisville beat the shit out of a little brother today at Morehead State. It was not close. The first play of that game, I was so excited to watch this thing too. The first play of the game, X and O, a couple of passes, wheel around a dude, alley-oop, statement made. They ran out to like a 20-5 lead or whatever it was. Game was over. They ran them out of the building. That was impressive.
Yeah. You agree, Mac? Louisville was more impressive than Kentucky.
I think Wright State might be better than Morehead. I don't know. They're pretty similar.
I think Wright State is going to be better than Morehead this year too.
Yeah. I mean, both new head coaches, both got promoted within. I guess Maddox he went back to Morehead, but I would probably. I know we're not allowed to use the L word. I would probably sway towards Kentucky. I think Kentucky slightly, but hey, I can't wait till they play.
Yeah. I can't wait till they play. I love that rivalry. Folks, what I tell you, the college basketball experience is brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner. Rhythm is the #1 AI powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, props. You can copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or you can build your own. That's what I like to do. And then Rhythm will adjust around that. Rhythm gives you predictions for every game, player prop, also has slew of stats, research, trend analysis to give you even more betting insight. And they just launched their college basketball models this week. So get on over there, claim your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by BetUS. Bet with the best of the business. That is BetUS. BetUS has been around for more than 30 years. You can easily deposit using cryptocurrency. I think tomorrow you load up on wait, which one was it? Oh no, we'll get to that. I don't want to give away my plays early.
There's only 8 games.
Stick
around.
Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betus. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betus. Promo code SGPN so they know we sent you. BetUS, America's favorite sports book. All right, we're back, and guys, you're off to a bad start because let me tell you something.
We had a pregame bet that you'd get this show in an hour, and we're at 53 minutes.
East Carolina dominated.
They gave up 70 points to a D3 team.
Absolutely dominated North Carolina Wesleyan. You don't just come into G Vegas and get it done. All right. The fact that we had 65 at halftime is a testament to this offense being improved, this team being improved. We got rid of that Mark Adams character. All right, came in talking all this shit. You know what I mean? And I'm convinced we should be, especially after watching Memphis. We're the best team in the AAC.
It was a D3 team, and you gave up 70 points.
It was all late. They had 30 at halftime, whatever it was. Come on, you just relax. A win is a win, Bieniek, all right? And it was a 27-point win. So please. Also, we had a lot of hype on the Georgia Bulldogs yesterday. They won by 5 against Tennessee Tech. I was on we were both on Tennessee Tech, I think, because we thought it was too many points, right?
I was on Georgia. I'll own that. I didn't bet it though.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. West Georgia got destroyed by Mississippi State. We were on that one.
Welcome to D1.
Seton Hall. Whew.
They're not very good.
Yeah.
Correct read in the preseason on that team.
Yeah. Shout out to Weehawk. I know he's excited about Western Carolina's win over Bob Jones. Northeastern Boston. I apologize for not having this on the show last night. I don't know how I lost that slide. I made that slide. I love that game because I love the whenever you get the crosstown,
the bean pot.
I'm disappointed in myself. but I did pick it correctly. If you got the SGPN picks page, Xavier did not look incredible.
No, another Big East team that looked like shit.
That was the sexy preseason sleeper in the Big East. They did not look.
You'd go right over to Villanova. Villanova didn't look good either.
Yeah, I kind of expected that though.
Yeah,
that was kind of to be expected. Plus, Eric Dixon was suspended, so he wasn't even on the floor.
Indiana State looked fucking horrible. Florida Atlantic blasted them. Nice call, Bieniek.
Thank you.
Penn State looks good. I mean, I know it's the golf course, but Binghamton, but they look good. Yes. I ate shit on Missouri. I had a feeling, you know what this reminded me of, the Ole Miss Arkansas football game on Saturday. I was doing the pregame show on Saturday. We'd already locked up. I'd already bet Arkansas, but every damn person I talked to,
I would have gotten sucked into it too, though.
Every
if
damn
I'd go
person,
over it again.
Yeah. But that terrifies you sometimes. It was like I was all like on Twitter in the morning. And I talked to my brother. I was like, God damn, everybody's on. Everybody seems to be on Missouri in the points.
Shout out to Troy. Pregame show. He was on Memphis. He was really high on
Troy had a hell of a night.
He did.
Troy Truning.
Wait till he said, don't take South Florida in the points. Take South Florida money line first half. They're going to run out of gas. I was like, damn, you could not have been any more accurate.
Florida beat the doors off of the Bulls in the second half, but he called the first half money line. Holy shit.
Damn.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah, he was on Baylor, so everybody comes back down.
He's a Baylor fan. He's gonna pick his Bears.
I was on Baylor too. I mean, but I hit a little bit. I mean, Coppin State covers, Virginia Tech covers, Northwestern covers, Lafayette against Nova. Bradley looked good against SEMO.
They are good.
Yeah,
they are good.
The Citadel covered against BC. Fairfield, no longer the best team in Connecticut. They look like ass. And then we got to talk about this. Let's do a solid 10 minutes on this Mississippi Valley State, Iowa State game, because
what the fuck?
I mean,
one of these teams that I actually tail with you guys on the large ass spread.
This is the only one the Big 12 lost.
They were up 50 the entire game.
Yeah. This needs to be investigated how they didn't cover. It was 72.
Yeah.
Did you see the CLV we got on this too? It closed like 7.5 points higher than we picked it. Crazy.
Vandy rolled Eastern Shore. Illinois rolled Eastern Illinois, which we were on. Army we cashed on against Albany. Wisconsin did not cover by a fucking half a point.
That they didn't deserve.
Ridiculous.
To cover.
Yeah, true.
They were flirting with disaster.
I saw Hoops Peterson.
They were flirting with disaster there.
UT Martin got that outright win. I know we kind of touched on that. How about the Screaming Eagles though, which we cashed on? They should have won the game outright. Yeah. Come on.
They blew this shit. They were up 3 and then a half court.
Come on.
It's Southern Indiana is going to contend in that OVC. I'm telling you, they're not good. Bad.
Yeah. They're a top 4 team. They're a top 4 team in the Ohio Valley this year.
Florida A&M TCU. I ended up betting TCU. This is one of the late bets that actually cashed for me. I think I added like 5 late bets today. I went 1-4 in those late bets.
I'm still sticking with this, Clark. I think Holtman's a good long-term hire for DePaul. That's like the best coach you could possibly get at DePaul. They just need to stick it out, let them get 3 or 4 years, and see what happens.
Gary's saying the real Blue Devils are now the real best team in Connecticut. I like that angle. We might have to lean into that. Kansas covered against Howard, easy cash for us. Bieniek, what's going on in Ypsilanti? Because your boys only put up 44.
Oh, total auto fade. I'm so out on EMU. They should be way better than they are. I want a total clean of house in that program.
Yeah,
I said it in the MAC preview too.
Wichita State, Western Kentucky. I mean, did it live up to the hype of us deeming it one of our favorite games?
I will say I was higher on Wichita than Noah was when we did the AAC. I think Paul Mills is got a good team this year. Justin Hill was awesome.
31 points, Justin Hill.
He was awesome.
So where's he been? Wasn't he LSU or is that Justice Hill?
No, that's Justice Hill.
Okay.
Akron loses to Arkansas. Akron loses to Arkansas State in overtime. You got lucky on this one, you fuck.
This was a hell of a
Red Wolves too.
I'm telling you, that's what I was paying attention to the most. I mean, fuck the Texas Ohio State game in Vegas. These Max Belt games were awesome.
Fire.
I thought
even CMU.
I'm interested to see if Mac can return serve because I thought the Sun Belt looked pretty damn good at home. We'll see what happens. I think a week or two, the Sun Belt teams return serve. They hit the road to the MAC. So
CMU got the best of South Alabama, and we thought that game was.
Called that. Yeah.
Hey Noah, do they flip matchups though, right? Like they give you a new opponent.
Yeah, it's a new opponent. Okay. But yeah, I'm just interested to see if the MAC wins the home series because. To be honest, I thought the Sun Belt looked considerably better than the MAC.
Yeah, Southern Miss worked BG.
Which that caught me by surprise.
Though, Kent State got that one down there in Lafayette. I gotta apologize for the Quinnipiac angle. Yale dominated them.
I can't believe you took them. You hate them.
I know. I just thought maybe it was time. It's a new year. All right.
Handicap the handicapper on the aqueduct.
But hey, Nevada. Commerce covered for me against Iowa, you filthy animals. All right.
Dude. Iowa was up like 25 the entire time I was scoring.
Got that cover. Got that cover. Charlotte did not cover against Presbyterian. Glad we did not lock that thing up. G-Dub took care of the hospital. Mercyhurst. Nebraska did not cover against Grande. Houston covered against Jackson State. We were on that one. Lipscomb Duquesne was one of our best plays. We were on the money line, all three of us. Not only with the points, but the money line. Hope you cashed in there. 77-72. They get it done against CJ Sullivan, the bet detective, the host of the Bottom Line Bombs is alma mater.
Which, by the way, just hilarious. Dambrot was in the building watching that. Oh, that's tough.
You guys got incredibly lucky because my fucking Sharks were only down 17 at the half. All right. They're only down 17 at the half. And then things fell apart. It was a conspiracy. I want the refs all interviewed. They were in cahoots. I tell you that right now. I'm looking forward. I think the Shark team's a real contender this year. My
takeaway is either Ole Miss is really good this year or Long Island is once again going to suck this year. Because I don't know if you remember game one for Ole Miss last season under Chris Beard, but they barely survived Detroit, who went like winless.
Yeah,
year.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my takeaway on that game.
I just want to note that Champion Christian only lost by 40 to ULM. Florida, South Florida. We touched on that game with Troy Tuning's great first half play.
Are we obligated to talk about the Bethune-Cookman or the Grambling State women's basketball team?
Yeah, I think so. What was that, 91-9?
Yes.
That game got delayed for the men right after, but holy shit.
I once went to a game to see a friend's sister play in high school. And they were down. They lost 60-0, right?
Oh, no.
And it was one of the funniest things because I rode with my friend's family to the game. And it was very hard because like the final 2 minutes, her team that had been goose egged, they were really just trying to get a bucket so bad, right? Which only made it that much funnier. And then it was so fucking funny, dude. And it was his mom got so pissed at us because we're like the whole car ride home. She's like, "You say a fucking word, it's gonna be an issue." Right. But it was so funny because it was like they were over trying. You know what I mean? Like when they were just like, we got to quickly shoot it. And it was like, you're not even, setting up.
Couple
And,
of rush buckets when you're standing right under the rim and it just hits the
yeah,
bottom of the rim.
that's what I'm saying. Like you were just like, oh my god, we just got to get a bucket and we can't get shut out. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. But yeah, pretty sure I was rooting for the other team at that moment. That moment I was, because that's like, this is something. It's like seeing unicorn.
It's all the,
you know what I mean?
It's all
like,
the walk-ons trying to like contain the big ass lead and not blow it at the end.
It was a hilarious moment, and I'm glad I was there to witness that, despite the humiliation from someone that I deem a friend. But Bieniek, nice call on SMU. Tarleton.
Yeah, they destroyed Tarleton.
You were right. I was wrong. But Marquette, nice play by us as they got that done. Chicago State. Chicago State covers for us easily, man. They were live for a minute there.
We called that like basically completely. Loyola Chicago did not have the offense to cover a 20-point spread.
Yeah. Fullerton covered against Grand Canyon.
Shout
Southern
out to them. They hang.
They're not that bad,
the
man.
entire
They're not
game.
that bad. They're not that bad. Southern lost to South Dakota by 14. Eastern Washington, you bastards, a 6-point lead at halftime.
I know.
I was fucking on a gravy train with biscuit wheels over here, just thinking, oh, this is great. How the hell do you not cover that?
I know. Crazy.
Unbelievable. Elon.
Dude, the game was tied with 6 minutes left. Hey, we had Billy Taylor on. They're getting better and better. Carolina's been playing with their food in these openers the last couple of years. Remember Radford was hanging with them last year? Now Elon?
Yeah, you're right. Alabama, great handicap by us. We should have bet Oklahoma. We didn't. I did bet Utah. I think I got you to come along there, Mac, right? The Utes just
Oklahoma too. I started like once I started seeing these big favorites cover, I'm like, just take them. They're killing these teams tonight.
Let's get to Oklahoma State, Green Bay, because I'm glad I didn't bet this with you clowns, because I knew the sympathy play, right? Sympathy play.
They definitely pulled. They called in the dogs. I thought it was going to be like 30 points with like 10 minutes to go, but it was 20-point lead. They called back the dogs with 2 minutes to go, and it shrunk to like 13. It was basically textbook. Tap the brakes for Gottlieb, but Green Bay was impressive at times. They could shoot the ball, so they're not completely inept.
Did you see Gottlieb's shirt?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Gottlieb, you're not working in the media anymore. Wear a fucking pullover like everybody else. The suits went away a long time ago.
Holy shit!
Calipari who's trying to outthink everybody.
Nichols played New Mexico well. Lost money there. North Alabama, nice call on North Alabama as well. North Dakota got bodied by Colorado State. We should have bet that, Mac. My guy, Steve Alford. Nevada 91, Sam Houston 75. Try to tell you people, it's the dawn of a new day.
Can't wait.
Dawn of a new day.
So you went 50-50 on those plays because Quinnipiac didn't come.
The Aqueduct. I'm done. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I did go 50-50. I'm out on the Aqueduct again. Fuck the Aqueduct.
The Aqueduct's gonna go on a roll and fucking win the MAAC again. Please let me get that because I picked them to win it.
Bieniek was right on this one. Shout out to and it sucks because my guy Tim Miles. They blew like a 5-point halftime lead. They lose to West Illinois.
Completely didn't even remember the roster that I was talking about, but I still stuck with that handicap. That was great.
It was. But Bieniek, you got to give us. Even though I picked Texas, I was high on Ohio State in the Big Ten. I think Ohio State's going to be good.
Yeah,
they've got a couple of backcourt pieces, but
anytime you see Texas lose, it's great, right? Even if you have money on it.
It's better when Ohio State loses.
They play for Diebler, man. I mean, what they make 14 threes tonight? They made shots.
Dude, yeah, and that was a gut check because Texas cut that thing in the second half down to like 2 or 3, and then they bounce right back and get it back up to 12. Cal Baptist barely survived IDub. We cashed on Towson. This was kind of a backdoor, but
yep.
Oregon State looked good. Chattanooga gets rolled by USC. Canisius did hit. Riverside did hit against Oregon. UCLA looked really good against Rider. The Moving Company, Wazoo, Portland State. Cal ends up being a push or wait, I thought I got that I might have got that at yeah. Wait, so Cal covered 12, for me. Right? Cal covered for me. Yeah.
The chat was rolling because I think they front doored that thing.
All right. That's our slate. Let's get to these fire election day games.
Game balls.
Yeah.
Balls. Game ball. Forgot about that. Well, it's got to be East Carolina, right? No. South Dakota State will get my first game ball.
I like that one. I'll go to the other one. Vermont gets my game ball.
Bieniek?
I think the most impressive win of the day was North Florida. They lost a couple of their best players from last season, and they went into South Carolina and got an outright dub.
I like it. I think that's a good one. Second game ball, where to go? I'm going to go 10-point dogs. The Buffalo Bulls. Give me a game ball for the Buffalo Bulls.
I'll go a little bit off the board here. I'll go with Tennessee Martin getting it done at Illinois State. Illinois State's not a bad Missouri Valley team. Game 1 of Schulman, guys, a winner. UT Martin game ball.
Bieniek?
Let's not act like it was billed up as the best game of the day. Gonzaga took the trash out. That was fucking impressive. So they get a game ball.
Are we doing 2 or 3?
2. 6 because it's 6. When I jump off the show and we make these shows shorter in 2 or 3 weeks, then it'll be you guys get 3.
All right. Well, now let's jump to this fire slate we have.
Fire.
YouTube.com/the college experience.
By the way, oh my God, the San Jose State game, the fire alarm was going off for like 10 minutes. Our guy Rocco Miller posted this. They had to evacuate the entire building and the game got delayed.
That's probably why they lost, because they had a lead. They got to look into that.
Oh, it's incredible. The game didn't start yet. It was in the pregame during warmups. Incredible.
Oh, was it? I thought I read a tweet that it was later. Okay.
Tremendous.
Florida International is heading. We only have like 7 games, so I mean
8.
8. Okay.
And a ball.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start right here because these Sunblazers, FIU, they're heading to Houston, Texas, take on Rice and Rob Lanier there. I'm gonna lay it. I think Rice was solid last year. I like the coaching hire. Lay the 5.5. These Sunblazers aren't gonna know what the hell to do when they get down there to Houston, Texas. All right. What are you doing here, Mac? Lock.
I'll join you. Yeah, I'll join you. Yeah. First game. I think they come out and make a statement. FIU has been so up and down during Ballard's era. So yeah, give me Rice.
Who is gonna bring us cash? The Rice Owls. That's who. Bieniek, don't you dare try to take the Sunblazers and ruin this moment.
Play the Friends music. This is a triple lock, boys.
Yes. Now we are talking
spinal.
Triple lock on the Rice Owls, folks. Get on over there.
pretty similar handicap for me as the Colby. I like the linear hire. I think they got a great hire that just kind of fell right into their lap, kind of in the same area of where they're playing around. But I think there's plenty of talent that comes in through the transfer portal for this roster. 8-game slate. I'm a little bit higher on Rice his talent and compared to the Fighting Pit Bulls. So yeah.
Bethune-Cookman, Reggie Theus, and that Charles Barkley money, just doing Subway commercials and just fucking throwing money out there. Daytona Beach, clean yourself up. Bethune-Cookman. Somebody, can we get Charles Barkley saw Ed Reed's video and says, could someone clean his damn office? Bethune-Cookman's getting 28.5 in Lubbock. Give me the points. I'm buying into this Reggie Theus fun. All right, give me the points. You got that money. It's like SMU in football. You start getting money, you got my attention. All right, at this supermarkets arena. All right, blue light special. What the hell's going on here? You're messing with the slides. Give me Bethune-Cookman. Mac, don't just play the Big 12 because they're the Big 12. Think about this one. Bethune's gonna hit. What are you doing here?
Did you not watch the Big 12 HBCU challenge tonight? The only one that covered was Mississippi Valley State.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Lay it, and get it before it goes to 30. I will say, how about we said get McNeese at 6.5 last night, then it closes at 10 exactly, and then they lose outright.
Yeah.
I said, oh, this is fucking CLV. I look like a genius. And then I go, wow, they lost outright.
College basketball is back.
Texas Tech by 35-40.
Yeah. You also know what Colby didn't watch. He didn't watch the SWAC preview because both Mac and I weren't quite buying into Bethune-Cookman, and we both called that Colby would be riding the Reggie Theus train early and often this season. So
damn right.
I think this is a hell of a lot of points. I'm not going to lock it, but I really like this Texas Tech team today, this year. So I'm going to lay it.
I'll bet this.
Oh, battle.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Oh, you're going to get fucked up in Lubbock.
This Texas Tech wins by 24. All right. Write it. All right. Where the hell's this battle music? It's somewhere here out in this universe. We got a battle in Lubbock, Dundee, with these Wildcats. Mac with the Red Raiders. All right, moving along. Purple Aces of Evansville are heading into Denton, Texas. Take on the Mean Green. North Texas laying 12.5. It's a big number for a team that scores like 44 points a game.
I know.
Give me the points at Evansville. Do I like it? No, I don't. Will I bet it? Yes, I will. Mac, what are you doing here?
The problem with Evansville is they're so young.
They suck.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep laying it with these home teams. North Texas, we can battle again. Give me the Mean Green. I'm high on North Texas. They're old as shit this year. I like their team.
We got a battle, but it's like the UVA principles. You know what I mean? Like, how many points can they really score here?
70 to 52.
I'm gonna lay with North Texas too. I just think the defense put the clamps on Purple Aces early. We'll see about North Texas's offense, but this is a game that I don't really feel swayed to pick one side or the other. So I'm gonna take North Texas.
The Privateers, that fire ass logo, heading to Manhattan. This is where we will lay the 27. I don't know. They could cover this. I don't know. You got to lay it. I think I got to lay some of these gigantic, ridiculous games. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah. So new head coach coming into the Privateers, coming over from Texas Southern, man. I think this is a statement game for Jerome Tang. Disappointing year last year. Lay it. K-State, Big 12.
Bieniek?
Just by a virtue of this being an 8-game slate, this is the cocktail napkin's biggest edge on a game. Mac and I were a little bit lower on New Orleans than some computers. I was relatively high on Kansas State, so it gives me reason to play this. the cocktail napkin would list this game at -36. I don't know if I would go that far, but give me this thing at like -33. Play the Wildcats. I'm locking this up.
Let's go. I'm joining you. Cats, baby.
I mean, I'm joining you too, just because what the hell else am I going to do? There is a couple MACtion college football games. Subscribe to the College Football Experience, folks.
Yes.
K-State minus the points. Let's go. Central Arkansas is heading to BYU. BYU is laying 30 points.
Yeah.
Mac, this is the one Big 12 team that Mac doesn't like.
I'm taking the 30. I know it's a lit place, but 30 points, brand new head coach.
I know.
Give me Central Arkansas. I mean, I don't like this game, but give me the 30 Central Arkansas. I'm probably going to bet this thing too. What are you doing here?
God damn. Central Arkansas. I like the hire of Schulman, but they're so young. Now they got to go to Provo. They're going to get killed. Lay it. Remember BYU was fucking these teams up last year in Provo.
Yes, they were.
That place is going to be on fire. Lay it.
Bieniek?
Yeah, I'm going to lay it with the Cougs too. I think this is another one of those large games with the brand new head coach. They might just obliterate Central Arkansas. So lay it, no bet though.
Idaho State, the Bengals are heading to Tempe. We're at Arizona State. I told you, I bought into the hype. Lay the 20 with the Sun Devils.
Colby,
lay
did
it,
you not see
lock it up.
me trying to fire extinguish the hype last week?
No, just because that's some bullshit. We saw Georgia dominate, and look, Georgia barely beats Tennessee Tech. All right, these preseason games are for the birds. All right,
Hurley literally said, this was the quote from Hurley. You look at them; they only played their All-American like 18 minutes today, and you look at us and you go, "Oh shit." That was his literal quote.
I think he got his team's attention.
I think so too. This is actually one of the ones I feel best about.
It was a much needed like cold water in the face in the early morning. Like let's get our shit together. Lay the points with Arizona State, but this is nothing. I don't want to touch this with 10 foot.
I love this one.
I like this one too. Lay the 20. I feel pretty damn good about it. Probably my favorite play. Play.
Arizona State lost an exhibition to Duke that was televised 107-49.
I know that makes me like them more.
I know. She was just asking if Arizona State was legit, and I was just.
I thought you were trying to make a point because I'm like, yeah,
no.
Paris. Now they're going to be ready to take it out on the fucking Bengals.
That's why I'm laying the points, but I'm not betting it. I don't want anything to do with this team.
Let's go to San Francisco with that fantastic logo. Back to the days. Who was that? Elgin Baylor that played there? Who the fuck played there? Chamberlain? I don't know. One of these guys. No. It's Chamberlain, right? It's Chamberlain. I don't know. Someone.
No, Bill Russell. Bill
Russell. Damn it! It's too late over here. What the hell's going on? Cal Poly is catching 22 against the Dons. You know I love the Dons. Love their program. Just wish they'd start their football program back up. But Cal Poly obviously was a disaster the past couple years. 22 is a big ass number. Give me the Mustangs plus 22. This is a rivalry game. You got San Luis Obispo is right down the road. Give me the 22. Don't feel amazing about it, but give me the 22. Mac, what are you doing here?
Mike DeGeorge, first game.
Yeah.
I think San Fran's gonna put it on him. Lay it. Chalk City over here, 7 for 7 on favorites. I don't think I'm
God. Is that Patty C over there? Bieniek, what are you doing here?
I'm evolving with the times.
Yeah, Mike DeGeorge was another guy that we circled in our conference preview series. He comes in from Colorado Mesa, brings in 4 guys from a really good junior college team last year. But like we mentioned, I think off the top of my head, the D2 junior college coaches that dominated those kind of ranks that came in the D1, they went 1-2 outright, 1-2 against the spread on opening night. 2 of them got blown out. 1 of them just edged out a victory. I'm going to go and lay the points here. I just think it's going to take these guys a little bit more time to instill a winning culture.
A lot of chalk in the air over there. Final game on the slate. UC Davis, who Bieniek's already talked a ton of shit about. They're heading to Seattle. Great Osabor after the underdog fantasy moment. Washington.
Was it wrong?
The Huskies are laying 13.5. I'm going to back you. I'm going to lock up Washington minus 13.5. Washington, I like the coaching hire. I like the portal gets and some NIL that apparently came out of nowhere for their basketball program. I'm going to lay the 13.5. And I feel decent about it. Give me a 20-point win in Seattle. Lock it up. Mac, what are you doing?
I got to go a dog here. Let's go Jim Les. They got some experience coming back. I got to see it from expectations now with Sprinkle at the high major. Give me UC Davis, baby. I'll battle you here.
That's been my angle on Sprinkle every time he's taken a step up in competition level. But this is a similar non-conference opponent is what I was talking about with Great Ospor. I'm going to say it again with Sprinkle here. I think we should keep the same kind of expectations here in the non-conference games. I think Washington puts it on Davis early in the opener in front of the home crowd. They get this thing going. They get the fan base behind them. I think the Huskies cover this one easy. Lay it. Lock it.
We got a battle. Dundee, Bieniek, riding with the Huskies. Shout out to my dog Muddy Waters, part Husky.
There we go.
Max going with UC Davis and the former Sacramento King and Chicago Bull, Jim Les. Folks, that's our slate.
What's your favorite lock?
I think it's Arizona State. Arizona State. Mac?
Trump. Oh, wait. I'll go. Had to throw that in there.
I did have. My wife's Colombian, and she was on speakerphone, and like one of her friends was like, "If you had to bet on who's the next president," I was like, "If you're forcing me to teeter on who's going to be the next president,
a lean cock,
yeah,
whatever."
I if I had to place that wager, I think it would be DT. Bieniek, who you wagering on when it comes to the presidency?
My Kansas State minus 27.
Bill Snyder.
I would like to place a future though on Vivek Ramaswamy. However you say that kid's last name.
What college basketball coach would be the best president?
Tom Izzo.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm a rival fan, and I'm saying Tom Izzo 100%.
He's got good passion.
I mean, I like Tom Izzo too.
I like Izzo. Not Calipari.
Calipari seems like a politician, though. He'd be like more of the same of what we've been having, and just in general in this country over the past 20 years, 30 years.
He'd fit right in. Full of shit. I'm with you on Arizona State, Colby. I think that's my favorite play. I think Hurley got their attention. They're going to kill the Bengals.
A couple of I took Kansas State. I'm going to lay it with Kansas State.
Oh, yeah.
I think they run it up.
I'm sorry.
Just a couple of plugs. Pre-game show every single night, 1 hour before tips for most of the games. We're going to go 6 p.m. Eastern. That'll be a regular scheduled show. We encourage you guys to check it out because there was a bunch of injury information that came out throughout the day that we were able to talk about during that. A lot of line movement that we were able to make fun of, and Mac even called it that he would end up losing a pick when he had like 2 possessions worth of line movement. So you got a fire first half money line pick from Troy. That show is great. So check it out. Come around. We've got a rotating cast. Mac's going to be hosting most of them, and we've got 6 guys that are going to contribute to it. So good stuff. They're all in depth on the matches, and it'll be fun.
Hell yeah. Check it all out, folks. Give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Check out the College Football Experience, the FCS College Football Experience, the College Baseball Experience. and all the other good stuff. Sports Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is putting out. Check it all out, folks. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's this thing called outro stuff that we got to do.
200 live
anyway.
at 3 a.m. By the way, drop a like, hit subscribe. You guys are the real ones.
Yeah, let's go. And till next time, tomorrow night. All right. Well, I'm gonna make it up here. I feel like this is a good day to get out of debt after today. Anyway. Till next time.
Now we got a problem.
This is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
I know I'm out of my mind. I've lost my mind. I'm just ahead of my time. I know I'm out of my mind.
Rocking at first was hell without vodka. I pop up in spots, they screaming, new clockwork. I'm dilated, the fuck off, I ain't doing it. Before Weatherman dropped, they thought I might have ruined it. Elusive, I just deny rumors. Smile and give punchlines with dry humor. See what the future brings.